pretty much an all biochemistry, biotech afternoon here. So Ian, another person who I've been encouraging to pitch as well, finally has been able to do that. So Ian from Spero Renewables, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. My name is Ian Klein. I'm the CTO at Spero Renewables. And at Spero, we're a clean tech company making plant-based substitutes to products currently coming from petroleum. By design, our technology is more sustainable and kinder to the planet. The first two applications of our technology are in natural plant-based vanilla and recyclable plastics. Now, when most people think of petroleum, they think of oil, they think of gasoline. But the reality is that petroleum is used to make almost all of the everyday products that we use today, from the cosmetics on our skin, the clothing on our bodies, to the plastics that we touch. And yes, even in the foods that we eat. Did you know that 95% of vanilla flavoring is produced synthetically from petroleum? This is unhealthy, unsustainable, and consumers are demanding a better way. At Spero, our mission is to provide these same products that are such a part of modern life, but to make them sustainably from renewable resources. We've developed a patent-pending platform technology for converting plants into chemicals, which can be used to make these everyday products. Like petroleum, our platform technology can be used to make hundreds of different products, but initially we're focusing on two: plant-based natural vanilla and recyclable plastics. Vanilla is the second largest flavoring after chocolate. It is a $1 billion and growing market. Today, 95% of the market is synthetic, but consumers want natural flavors. So people ask me, Ian, why can't we just grow more vanilla beans? Wouldn't that be the easy solution to this problem? But the simple answer is we can't. These vanilla beans are grown primarily in Madagascar in the middle of the jungle, and they've already caused significant deforestation among other problems. And really the reality is that vanilla beans are simply too expensive, but Spero can make natural vanilla another way. Our natural vanilla solution, we use abundant corn fiber and we extract an ingredient that we then ferment into vanilla, the same way that nature produces vanilla in the vanilla bean, except that we're doing it in a lab. We have completed demonstrating our patent-pending technology on the lab scale, and we are now scaling up. So where are we on the pathway to commercialization? Using our laboratory demonstration and data, we've completed process modeling for a 1,000 ton per year production facility on the industrial scale. We've been working with two of the largest vanilla manufacturers globally, and they've both validated our process under NDA with their engineering and cost estimate teams. We have an initial purchase order with intent to purchase much more of the vanilla. Looking at the models that we've drawn up for a 1,000 ton per year production facility, this would generate $70 million in revenue with a $40 million margin. Now, we're a technology company, so we plan to commercialize this through licensing. Licensing of this technology to one commercial facility of this scale would generate approximately $5 million per year licensing to Spero. This could start as early as 2022. Given our customer conversations, there is easily a room for a second production facility, which could then double our licensing revenue to $10 million per year by 2025. So what are the next steps? The next step is industrial scale piloting, and in this piloting, we've identified two contract manufacturers to demonstrate the scalability of our technology through a 1-month manufacturing campaign costing $500,000. The technology will then be ready for licensing. This natural vanilla example is a high value product and just one application of our technology. We began with this application because it is the highest value. Our platform technology can also be used to make plant-based recyclable plastics. These are high performance and recyclable plastics. When I say high performance, what I mean is that these plastics meet the same physical specifications and requirements that petroleum-based plastics meet. But the difference, one of the key differences is that our plastics are recyclable because we've designed them for recyclability, whereas most petroleum-based plastics were not designed to be recyclable, and that's why they're not recycled today. We have 2 pending patents around this technology and 1 exclusive license from UC Santa Barbara. So where is this technology in the commercialization pathway? We're targeting the $25 billion thermoset market. These are structural plastics that have important markets in the automotive as well as sporting good industries, among many other industries. We've secured $3.6 million in development contracts from the US Department of Energy, and we're raising $1 million in cost share. The way I like to think of this is for every $1 of investor money we bring towards this project, we're able to leverage $3.6 of non-dilutive federal funding. We're working now to secure joint development projects with chemical companies, and we will follow the model that we've established with our vanilla technology, which is a licensing model. All of this technology and business development is made possible by an amazing team of technologists and business-minded people. Madi started this company a few years ago with an idea inspired by nature, and I joined him while working on my doctorate. We now have a growing team of 5 PhDs. Eric is a serial entrepreneur, and in his previous company, formed an $80 million JD with Marathon. This is important because we want to form similar JDs. Jasmine leads our business team with as a business graduate from Purdue. We're very fortunate to have a strong team of, a strong board of advisors. Bill Ludlam is a longtime executive in the flavor and fragrance industry and connects us with the vanilla customers. Tom Hook is a serial entrepreneur who had a very successful exit from a petroleum company. And Glenn Fredrickson is the former CTO of Mitsubishi Chemical and a worldwide expert in plastics. So with that, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to this, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Right. Well, a couple of questions have come through already, and so I'm going to get along with that. What is the source of your biomass? Do you have someone who wants to give you that biomass in order to use to extract the vanilla flavor? How do you acquire your biomass?
Yes. So where we acquire the biomass is very important. I'm glad that question came up. We selected corn fiber, and this is widely available from many different types of corn mills across the globe. This is essentially what is left after they extract either the high fructose corn syrup or they make corn ethanol. And right now, corn fiber is used as animal feed, so it's a very low value. And the great part about this technology is we take the corn fiber from the corn mill, we extract a small portion of it, which we use to make the natural vanilla. And after we extract that ingredient, we're able to sell back the corn fiber to the corn supplier for its originally intended purpose of animal feed. It does not lose nutritional value from a cow or pig's point of view.
Okay. Any more questions? Do you currently have production facilities? I mean, is the plant that's pictured in your slide deck, is that where you're operating from right now?
No, so we do not have production facilities. We have a very nice wet lab facility in Santa Barbara, very near to the university. So we also have access to all of their analytical equipment. Really, our core competency is technology development. So our plan is to commercialize this through licensing. And we'll be piloting, we're hoping to pilot in the next, within the next 6 months, the natural vanilla technology. And we'll be doing this through a contract manufacturer to keep our capital costs as low as we can. and then it will then be commercialized through licensing or potentially a joint development project with an existing vanilla manufacturer.
Okay. Any plans to implement lean manufacturing or efficiency models to ensure quality to drive margins?
Yeah, I think that's, those are things that will become very important, and that's something that we're going to lean on our production partners for that, because really, we don't have expertise in manufacturing. We understand that, and that's why we're looking to commercialize this in partnership with some of the global experts in manufacturing using corn type materials.
You have a license from the university, right?
So the natural vanilla technology is owned exclusively by Spero. On the recyclable plastics, the bio-based plastics, for that we have 2 patents in-house and then 1 exclusive license from the university.
Okay. What proportion of today's plastic ratio or percentage or fraction could be supplanted with this tech?
So we're looking at the, I guess so plastics is, as a whole, is over a $100 billion market. Thermosets are around $25 billion. So you're looking somewhere maybe around a quarter of the market or a little bit less. And these are structural plastics that have a variety of applications. We view the best applications for our technology, our plastics technology, is in the automotive industry, because it can provide lightweighting, which is very important with the electrical vehicles and improving fuel efficiency. But we recognize that there are high barriers to entry in the automotive markets. So that's why we're targeting the sporting goods industry as the initial market to enter in the plastic space.
And who is your target market right now for, I'm guessing this is a sales question, primary, secondary, domestic, international, anything like that?
So for the natural vanilla, this is international, and our product qualifies as natural according to the regulations in both the US and the European Union. These will be the main markets for that product. But this natural vanilla will end up in a lot of packaged goods that are sold internationally.
So value added, so kind of a value added additive to larger products, or?
Yes, and speaking with the vanilla users, the manufacturers, there's a problem right now in that they have unfilled orders from food companies because they simply can't produce enough of the natural vanilla. So they're really looking forward to this to help expand their market shares.
Great.
I have a question, Jim.
Yeah.
So Ian, when you mentioned about qualifying as a natural food additive, what's going on in regulation, in the regulatory environment, to remove these petroleum-based flavorants in food that can help really scale up your solution?
Sure. So I think today it's mainly the switch from artificial flavorings to natural flavorings is primarily driven by consumer demand rather than legislative action. Yeah, I think that's, maybe you would see some legislation in Europe, but really what it comes down to is that people don't want to look at the back of their food package and see artificial flavoring. They want to see natural flavoring, because in the mind of the consumer, that is often associated with fresh and healthy foods.
I've got a couple more questions here. Brazil is a major ethanol industry. It has a large industry around ethanol. Any relationships there? We don't really have any relationships in Brazil at the moment. We've been mainly talking with corn processing facilities in the US and the EU, but
if someone has a good lead from Brazil, I'd love to hear from them.
Right. Another question, extraction of the substrate from corn fibers does not require chemical or acid-based treatment. Is that true? And is the fermentation aerobic or anaerobic, if you can say?
So yes, so on the extraction side, it does, it complies with, there's a certain very specific type of regulations on what qualifies for natural, and this does fall within that classification in both the US and EU, so it is fully natural. And that is not just our opinion, that is also the opinion of the current vanilla manufacturers that we have spoken to and shared information with under NDA. The fermentation, I have to say I'm not sure exactly which type of fermentation that is. That my work has been primarily on the extraction and purification.
Okay. Any specific commitments from the vanilla industry? Any forecast on comparative pricing with the petroleum-based products?
So it will be more expensive. Our natural vanilla will be more expensive than synthetic vanilla from petroleum. I don't think we're ever going to get quite as far down, as low in price as what is made synthetically, but it is a very significant price reduction from both the vanilla bean and also from other natural vanilla options on the market. And just to give an idea about the vanilla beans by weight cost the same as silver today. So it's very cost prohibitive. And we will be much cheaper than both vanilla from vanilla bean as well as other types of natural vanilla on the market today.
Do you know by how much?
I would be happy to discuss that offline with anyone who wants to contact me about that. But it will be a significant price reduction.
Okay, great. And is your product organic as well as natural, or what would be dependent on if you could get an organic certification?
So I think that would be dependent on where the corn is sourced from. So if we found an organic corn supply, yes, we could do that. But one thing that I will say is, I know in the US for USDA organic, typically what that really means is 90 or 95% organic. And so for these type of food additives, vanilla, the molecule, has a very strong flavor and scent profile. So it needs to be added to the foods in such a small percentage that even if it's not organic, it could still be used in organic foods because it would fall within that threshold.
All right. If we have any more last questions, I'm going to open it up. Okay, I got a question for John, actually. Last question here. Does Microscape offer a cloud Windows desktop or SaaS, or only SaaS? Can you install the software on a virtual window and